Hello, everyone. Here's your weather hazard briefing for Sunday, July 3rd, Independence Day Eve. We got showers and thunderstorms in the forecast today and also for the 4th of July, Independence Day. Some of those storms, especially you get closer to the Montana-Idaho border, and especially as you go into the Idaho Panhandle, southwest Montana, there is the threat of severe weather. But as those storms develop across our far northern areas, we might see a few storms with some gusty winds, small hail, maybe eking out a severe storm or two, and some locally heavy rain with those storms. But certainly once you get up farther north, you will see that threat of severe weather increasing. Now, for tomorrow and through Tuesday, Wednesday into Thursday, there'll be a few showers and thunderstorms mainly impacting the central mountains, also the eastern highlands, and again up into southwest Montana and the Idaho Panhandle. Outside of thunderstorms, it will be gusty at times. Some of those just normal winds out there will be a bit gusty. It looks like this trend at least goes to the middle of the week as we have southwest flow over us. With that flow, it's going to start warming up. Temperatures will be above average. It still looks like by the weekend, maybe Friday, some folks may be approaching the triple-digit mark. You can see on satellite quite a bit of cloudiness and pockets of clouds moving northward over the area. Our area of low pressure is along the coast for today, and it's really not going anywhere or anything. It's going to be lifting northward. So we're going to see these several rounds of showers and thunderstorms coming through the area. You can already see the next push after this morning's activity coming into portions of western Nevada. That'll lift to the north and to the east as we go through the day. Now, looking back at yesterday, you can see where we had all of the lightning yesterday, basically from the South Hills, the Burley area, the Albion Mountains up across the Snake Plain into the eastern highlands, some lightning over into western Wyoming, and certainly some smattering of lightning with storms up across southwest Montana and on up towards Limhi County. And for that severe weather threat, like we said, most of it's going to be toward north once you get into Limhi County and certainly in portions of Montana and the Idaho Panhandle. So that's where the greater threat will be, and these storms will be producing large hail and some pretty gusty winds. You're heading up towards Great Falls, Helena, over towards Billings. There might even be a risk of a brief tornado in those areas. But not for us. We don't have to worry about that here in central and eastern Idaho for today. You can see we don't really have anything highlighted in terms of more of a risk, more of an impact. That this time of year we do get these showers and thunderstorms moving through. We're not expecting extremely heavy rain for flooding, but you'll notice as we go through today, the shower and thunderstorm activity, most of it shifts to the north, and we'll look at that in a moment with the forecast, the radar forecast. You'll notice as we go into tomorrow, it remains breezy, but those storms really are confined, like we said, to the eastern highlands and portions of the central mountains. So how are things looking? What's that forecast going to look like today? The best way we do that for you, here's what radar would look like. You pull up radar and what you would be seeing with the storm track and where those storms will be as we go through the day. Going through that period, we'll see them tracking across the central mountains as we go through the morning hours. That round quickly moves on out, and we do have showers in the eastern highlands this morning. We don't want to forget that. Those will be out of our hair pretty quickly as well. As we go into the afternoon, you'll see more showers and thunderstorms developing in the central mountains, and you'll notice the stronger storms start basically right around the Limhi-Custer County line, maybe back towards Sun Valley, those areas, but the stronger storms will be developing to the north and rapidly moving into Montana and the Idaho Panhandle. Now, we do have a weak front, a wind shift coming through the area. You can see a few showers and storms developing back down to the southwest of Burley, also across portions of the central mountains behind that first wave. As we go into tonight, this might be a little aggressive, but as this little front wind shift moves through and the next little wave comes through, we get showers and thunderstorms developing over especially the Snake Plain back into the Magic Valley and portions of the central mountains, and that trend will continue into the overnight hours. We'll take this to around 4 or 5 in the morning. There still probably will be some lingering showers and thunderstorms at sunrise. Really not showing up here very well in the models, but it does appear with this pattern that I would suspect about 5 or 6 in the morning, we're not going to be totally storm-free as you head up towards the Montana-Idaho border. So back to the rest of the forecast here for today. Temperatures a little bit cooler than we've seen the past couple of days. We're looking at mid-80s for most of our populated areas. up around Stanley, 75 degrees. If you happen to be venturing up in the mountains for the rest of the holiday weekend today and tomorrow, it'll be in the 60s and 70s for those daytime highs. Here are those wind gusts outside of storms today. You'll notice up across the Arco Desert on up towards Du Bois and Spencer, some of these gusts over 30 miles per hour. Also across portions of the southern and eastern highlands this afternoon, or this morning into this afternoon, and then into this evening, those winds will diminish across those areas. For rainfall amounts, we're not expecting a lot. Any chance of seeing over 1/10 of an inch is going to be basically across Lemhi County and up into southwest Montana. The potential of seeing over 1/4 of an inch, it's running about 10 to 20%, and you're really not going to run into that until you get up around Lost Trail Pass, bordering the state of Montana, and again on up into the state of Montana. For tomorrow, it'll be a little bit cooler across the board. Like we said, we have a weak front coming through today. That'll knock the temperatures back for tomorrow. More 60s and 70s in the mountains, but low to mid 80s over the Snake Plain, Magic Valley, and also down into the valleys as you head towards the Utah border. And for tomorrow afternoon, there are those winds. If you have plans for tomorrow in the afternoon, the strongest winds will be about 25 to 35 miles an hour over the Arco Desert, again up towards Spencer and Du Bois, and some of the higher elevations of the Central Mountains. Going into tomorrow night before sunset, that's when the wind gusts will start winding down. But before then, still in similar areas of the Central Mountains and the Snake Plain, some of those gusts running around 25 to 30 miles per hour. And not much rainfall expected tomorrow as the better moisture for all these storms continues to lift away from us. It was across our area today. It's going to be confined to northern area, or yesterday confined to northern areas today, and then on out of our hair and out of our area by tomorrow. High temperatures rebound on Tuesday, mid to upper 80s. As we go into Wednesday, some lower 90s creeping into the forecast. If you're in the mountains, it's going to be in the 70s. Stanley, 81 on Wednesday, mid-80s for Chalice and Salmon, down towards Bear Lake, mid-80s as well. For Thursday, we warm it up just a little bit more. Some of the mountain valleys well into the 80s, looking at mid-90s as you head over into the Treasure and Magic Valleys as well. Also Pocatello around 95 degrees. Going into Friday, we warming up another degree or two. It's going to be in the 90s for Chalice and Salmon, mid to potentially upper 80s for Stanley by Friday. You know, and we've been talking about that potential of, well, will it get above 100 by the weekend? This is for Friday afternoon. This is the percentage, the possibility of it getting at or above 100. We saw plenty of 90s. Temperatures, there's about a 10 to 20% chance for the Magic Valley into the lower Snake Plain, around 25 to 30%. Not a high percentage, but that possibility is there. It gets a little higher heading over towards the Treasure Valley, towards Boise, and certainly as you head down into portions of Utah, that potential is there. Shifting this to Saturday, the probability is a little bit higher, still not substantial, but still the potential is there for being over 100. That potential jumps, especially as you go down into Utah. So some pretty warm weather headed our way, and even if we don't have, especially later in the week when we don't have storms, it's looking pretty dry across the board. And like we said, showers and thunderstorms today. You go into Montana, maybe Chalice, northward into the Salmon area. Some severe weather, but a big threat of severe weather across Montana. Some of those storms, even if we don't see severe weather, gusty winds, small hail, maybe a pretty good brief downpour. It does look kind of stormy in those northern areas all the way through the middle of the week, and it just looks like from here, or after we get through today and tomorrow, the rest of the holiday weekend, those temperatures will start climbing once again. Have a great day, and do stay safe out there, everyone.